All right, everybody, we have the Bowtech Solution LS. I'm not testing all the Bowtechs. I think they make a heck of a bow. Absolutely nothing wrong with them, but it will be hard for me to go to a Bowtech. I'm just, I think that I'm being honest when I say those things, that maybe I'm not going to shoot it. But I am going to give you all for a review. If it winds up winning in all areas, obviously I can't not shoot it. But we also have a Bear Whitetail NT that we're going to measure too. I'm going to combine these in the same video because I'm not testing all the Bowtechs. I know I'm not shooting a longer Bowtech just because. And we're going to have to go back around because I don't remember the Solution LS's exact brace height. But let's do this real quick. Hey Lane, can you look up the Solution? I completely forgot it. It's axle to axle length and it's brace height. If you don't mind, kind sir. I will say that when it comes to the tuning of these bows, these will be one of the top tuners. They're super easy to tune. I think Matthew's new system is slightly better, but I think Bowtech coming to market with it, when they came to the market with it, allows them to be a heads up there. So let's go ahead and get a draw length measure. They're supposed to be at 29. What is it supposed to be?
It is a 30-inch axle to axle, and then a 6 3/8 brace height.
I'm almost going to kind of measure this here. So draw length's dead on the 29. It's not running long. So he said it's 30-inch axle to axle. Let's measure our axle to axle on the Bowtech Solution. Dead on. So dead on draw length. Hey, what was the brace height again, Lane?
6 3/8.
Okay, let me put this on here so it sits in here. 6 3/8. Let's do this. I'm getting a 6.5-inch brace height on it, so we'll double check that. 6 3/8. Yeah, I'm not any measurement I take on that. I'm not getting 3/8. Let's hold it here just to be sure. Draw length was dead on. Axle to axle was absolutely money. Yeah, we're dead on at 6.5. So that is off on it. So on the Bowtech, on that piece of it already, they're going to start off and they're going to. I'm not going to give them a 5. I'm going to give them an 8. I'm going to give them a 5. Actually, we're going to give them a 7. But let's check poundage. Oh, well, sorry guys, let's make an adjustment to this one. It got adjusted a little bit. So on these Bowtechs, just a heads up, when you make adjustments on them, and guys, I'm not editing this out, I'm just being dead honest with you. We were in a shop, and so this bow apparently has just been messed with a little bit. What we're gonna do is back out our little bolt here for a little bit, crank the poundage back down, and then recheck the brace height. I think that's gonna fix it, which makes sense why it's off a little bit. On these Bowtechs, when you're adjusting them, you have to back this out a little bit so it'll move up and down because these pockets go up and down over that little bolt. So I'm going to crank it down real quick, and then we'll get remeasurements because that wasn't fair, was it? But again, these are no BS reviews. I'm kind of tired of the review, quote unquote reviews or first test or whatever on these bows, and people are editing them and they're putting what they want to in there to make everything sound perfect. And not all bows come from the factory perfect. They're not always perfectly timed, which I know that most of these are. But you got a really big bow launch or a really big financial year where a lot of people are buying bows and they can't pump them out fast enough, you see a few more errors coming out of all the factories. And that's okay. It's perfectly fine. But this is probably going to be the difference on this one. I bet the brace height's dead on now. The axle to axle was still dead on. So I'm not, that's pretty legit. I love the way they do that. Bowtech has a lot of really, really great features to them. I just think that they've looked the same for 50 years and it bothers me a lot. Money, 6 3/8. So I lied, Lane. It's dead on. So Bowtech's dead on. They're going to score a 10. Everything was dead on with it. We need to recheck the weight, and we're going to add the Whitetail, Bear Whitetail into this. But let's do this real quick. I will say they have really smooth cams. This is a 70-pound bow, and it is max the tar out, but I am hitting 67 pounds. So 67 pounds. So, and we're in time. We're pretty far off, and this bow has not really been shot. It's been sitting up there. I know you can tell it was backed out to 60, but I peaked everything out on the bow, and we're hitting 67. I'm going to give it 1.2 pound variance, and you're still off. So we're going to drop the Bowtech to an 8 on that piece of it. Hey, Lane, will you check the Whitetail for me? I don't have my phone with my notes on it, so I'm going to use you as my Google. It's the Whitetail INT. So before he even tells me, what I'll do is I'll get the axle to axle length. And I'll say the one thing on the bears and stuff. You're like 31 1/8. What'd you get?
It's at 31.
31. Let's still check it right in the center. Right in the center. So we're a little long. We're 31 1/8. And then, which this can all be adjusted, guys. We're just talking about right from the factory. What'd you get on the brace height?
6.5.
Well, I'm getting way longer than that. I mean, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, guys, there's no, I'm not even. 6 3/4 on the brace height, and it is peaked out. This bow is directly off the wall. And it says, you got 6.5, Lane?
Yes, sir.
This is supposed to be 31, so we're off pretty good. I mean, we're at 6 3/4, so this bow is going to get a 5 because everything's off on it. Let's check the draw length. It's set to 29 inches, quote unquote 29 inches. Again, guys, we're going to measure and get our ammo length. Oh, dead on. Hey, guys. Actually, pretty surprised. We sell a lot of these bears because we can ship them online. They're not in-store only, and we love the tar out of them. And obviously, when we get the brace sights wrong and axle to axle wrong, straight from the factory, we go and tweak those again for the test. We're not going to, but amazing bows. Let's check our draw length. Again, we're set to 29. And we're going to be an 1/8 long when we add. So I'm adding my measurement. Just if you didn't watch the other videos, we're adding our measurement there to get the actual ammo. So you measure and then you add our numbers to it, and you're going to get the actual ammo length. And right now, that's going to hit. So that's 29 1/8. So overall, I'm giving the bear a 5. But you're saving a lot of money there, guys. It just takes a lot to of tuning to out from the factory to get on the way exact way you want it. We do have some that tune up well directly from the factory, but most of the time it takes a little bit of effort to get them in tune and in time. So again, amazing bows. Don't fret if that's what's in your price range. Amazing bows. We're gonna get a 5 just because it wasn't hitting exactly where I needed it to hit. And now we're gonna get the poundage. Jeez. That wants to run out of your hand. I nearly shot this down. That would have been a really good YouTube video. That's funny, 67.9. And we are maxed out. I'm fine with that on here. I'm gonna say, just give it a 1.5 even poundage difference. It's a little bit low. And so we're gonna stick with my 5 rating across the board. Really good bows. Now, if you'll go check out our next video, I'm gonna talk about the fit and finish and some of the things that I like on the bow before we run them all through a tuning process where I cut the arrow the same length. And we come out of here, I'm gonna run a center the rest with an eyeball. I'm not gonna do like we would on the bench or anything else like that. Let's just run a laser. We'll run a laser down it. We'll get the rest completely centered up and the arrow running down it. We're going to use the exact same arrow across the board. Again, they're all supposed to be at 29 inches. And we'll see our speeds and we'll see how well they tune.